Autobots, transform and roll out.
It's that time. So, Transformers Rise of the Beast finally came out. And I gotta say, it's actually kind of surprising for me. I'm not the biggest Transformers fan. I never got into the Beast Wars era myself. And I really stopped caring about the Transformers movie roughly maybe after the second or third one. Maybe when Linkin Park stopped being involved. But this one really takes it back to formula. It follows the new Bumblebee timeline, has whole new vision on the characters, a whole new respect for the characters, taking place in 1994. You've got a whole new vision for the humans that are working with the Autobots at this time. Optimus is still relatively new to being on Earth, so he doesn't quite trust the humans yet. The only one who really does is Bumblebee, and Optimus is still really hesitant on trusting Bee's word. With the humans, it was nice to see something that wasn't the military and like Sam Witwicky, suburban homes, people coming out. It was nice to see the struggling family. I thought it was cool to see I don't want to say ghetto, that's the wrong word, but the struggling heights projects of Brooklyn coming out in, with how everything starts. I'm really happy with how they did the clean pictures of the CG. There are some areas where it's a little shoddy, but in today's world, it's probably the best I've seen in a while. It's not Avatar status, but you know what I mean. Uh, Pete Davidson as Mirage was probably the biggest surprise in this movie for me. Obviously, Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime is just perfect as always. Seeing Peter Dinklage as Scourge be the main bad guy, he really brought a new vivaciousness and tenacity to it that really made me intrigued to the character. I never really got that before. Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal. This whole movie really brought my attention to the Beast Wars and the Maximals and really made me want to go back and rediscover what that era of the Transformers really was, and really upset I didn't join the hype train way back then. With Scourge working for Unicron, trying to bring it to Earth, and everyone's looking for for this crystallized piece that, when brought together, can open up a portal for Unicron to come through. And that was another thing that I really liked that the humans were able to do. One of them was really useful because they were a museum, not quite curator, but just really knowledgeable about ancient relics and hieroglyphics and understanding of ancient languages, which is really cool. And I really liked the how the Autobots and the humans really kind of had altering motives when it came to getting the, I keep wanting to say Allspark, but that was the first couple movies. When it came to getting the crystal, the humans wanted to destroy it, but the Autobots kind of need it so then that way they could find a way to get back to their home planet. And it was really interesting to see that opposition finally, instead of just, we got to do what they say, we got to trust these guys, blah, blah, blah. The movie's pacing was really nice. The soundtrack was cool, although semi overplayed. It's basically the greatest hip hop and R&B hits of the mid 90s. So a lot of them you really know, like LL Cool J or Biggie or a couple other people. I apologize. Caffeine has not hit me yet. The action scenes, the final act really cements the movie for me. And with a lot of the Michael Bay movies, the final act and the final fight used to really get dull a lot, and it was just kind of CGI color, just blah, almost kind of like the first Venom movie fight scene. This one, you got more crystal clear. You see Optimus fighting Scourge on this, for lack of a better term, a Bifrost bridge. Finally, getting the humans included in the fight, not just like, okay, pew pew gun people, was really nice. Getting the control, that was something I remember watching in the Transformers cartoons when I was growing up, and it was finally nice to see somebody being able to help in the fight to the form of being one of the Transformers. The movie doesn't really heavily rely on the jokes. It's not really like a Marvel-esque type movie. If and when they do put out the jokes, it's usually Pete Davidson, and about 8 times out of 10 they do land. They're pretty damn funny. But as much praise and hype that I'm giving this movie, it's not without its faults. There was some campiness. There was some stuff in here that you kind of really didn't need. You could have gone maybe 10 minutes less of the movie. I really wish the Maximals were in this movie for just a little bit more. Granted, they got one of the best opening scenes I've seen in a Transformers movie in God knows how long. But I wish they would get utilized more, and from what I'm hearing, they might get their own prequel movie to discover who all came to Earth, because it wasn't just Primal, Air Razor, Rhinoc, and Cheetor. I guess there was an abundance more. So I'm hoping to see more of that, and then to get more of the actual Transformers storyline with more Autobots and something in the future. And it was nice to not really see Decepticons per se. You got the Terracons and a couple other people, but seeing a movie that really didn't have Megatron in it. Granted, he wasn't really in the last couple, but keeping that theme really was kind of refreshing for me. The best part of this movie, outside of the action scenes and Pete Davidson, was that ending. I did not see that ending coming. I was really surprised when I saw the card. And I'm ecstatic to see how this could go. Because I've seen them work before. I've hoped for cartoons about it. I think there may have been one or two. But I want more, and hopefully the movies will do good enough to give me that. So ultimately, for Transformers Rise of the Beast, the action, 4 out of 5, dude. Definitely 4 out of 5. The story, pretty cut and paste for Transformer stuff. There's something that they have to go to save the world, and then they lose it. The bad guys have it. They got to go and get it back or beat the bad guys to win. It's repetitive, so I'd give that maybe 2.5 out of 5. The suspense in the movie, some things were spoiled in the trailer for the movie, so suspense, I'd give that maybe 2.5 stars. Horror, there are some horror elements to this movie. Sometimes it can get pretty creepy. I'd give that a 3. Overall, though, for as smooth as it was and enjoyable of a time that I had with a movie franchise that I had little to no faith in anymore, and something new that I never truly wanted to discover before this, it was nice to see and be proven wrong. Overall, I would probably say I'd probably give Transformers Rise of the Beast a solid 8 out of 10. It's worth my time to go check out in the theater, especially if you got the bigger screens with the big Dolby Atmos surround sound where it makes your seat vibrate and you really feel like you're there in it. It was really making up for it. The only things that really dogged me on here was I wish the maximals, like I said, did a little more because you don't really get a lot of screen time with Cheetor or Rhinoc. And I know Cheetor was one of the most popular ones with the show. And another downfall, Optimus usually had the highest praise and the most hype when it came to the pep talks before going into battle. Like, he used to get me thinking I could get up and fight these Decepticons in the theater. He was so good at what he was saying. But I just kind of felt that lacking in the movie. But overall, fun time. Take the kids, family. If you're really into the old Transformers movie, the animated one, go for it. It's much better, or not better than that movie, but it's much better for the franchise to be like it. The Beast Wars, they paid respect to the Maximals, the Terracons. I'm hoping that the Predacons will be coming next. But until then, here's hoping. I'm Kai with the Popcorn Talkcast. Stay poppin'.
Autobots, transform and roll out.